here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we have a new recruit, Fonvegen. I don't know how to say your name. If I screw it up, tell me. Fonvegen is our newest recruit. However, he's not coming out today. Today we're going to Duna. And if anybody who has memorized this list, I don't know why you would have, but you will notice that HM and Ankro are not in the list. And do you know why? I'll show you why. That's because we're going to Duna in a kind of crazy looking rocket that I'm going to launch and then explain to you how things are going. Not with RCS, I want SAS on. In 3, 2, 1, launch. This guy's got quite a bit of beef in him, so he gets up to atmospheric efficiency pretty quick, so I got to knock that back down. But basically, the plan here is these rockets are going to get us most of the way to Duna. When it comes down to it, they probably are too big, to be honest, but I don't really care. I like using the new parts, and nothing's going to stop me from using the new parts. But once we get into orbit, we're going to put this guy on the top of this guy. He's got to be at the bottom and facing forward when we're going through the atmosphere. Otherwise, it completely destroys this craft. Yes, I have tried. Also, it has to be stuck to this thing when we disconnect these things. That's why it's got to flip around. It's kind of really it's kind of Apollo E in that way, because they did do a little bit of reconfiguring the way everything was set up as they were on their way to the moon. So we're going to be actually doing that in Kerbin orbit, though. We're not going to be doing it on the way to Duna, because we're going to dump these things as we're going to Duna and then do the rest of the burn with this. Okay, our atmospheric efficiency is just hovering right around 100. We don't really want to go too high. We don't really want to go too low, so I'm just kind of cranking it there. And you've seen me get into orbit before. There's really nothing special about this launch to orbit except for the craziness of the airplane and everything stuck to the back of the ship. But really, I'm not going to make you watch it. So I will be back when we are in orbit and about to stick this guy on the front of him. Okay, we are in orbit, and it's not the greatest orbit ever, but it'll get the job done. It's really hard to control these things in any sane fashion. But anyway, we're going to disconnect this guy here. Actually, you know what? Before I do anything, I'm going to hit F5 to mark this milestone, because I've had some issues. This is actually the third time I've recorded this. We're going to decouple here, and we are going to switch over to HM, which is me. In the ship here, we are going to go into chase mode. We're going to turn on the RCS. We are going to translate ourselves sideways. Now that the RCS, I just turned it off, I'm going to actually do this kind of crazily here. Now we're going to go sideways again and a little bit forward. And our goal here is to stick it right. Come on, let me set that as a target. Set as target and control from here. Okay. So we're just moving our way along here. I'm trying not to use very much RCS. I didn't bring a ton of RCS. I actually emptied it out of the capsules, and I brought this one little container. Because we're not using RCS very much really on this thing. So I'm doing all my turns and stuff with SAS. So now we're going to get ourselves aimed right here. Things are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and translate ourselves sideways here. And we got to go up a little bit, but we'll worry about that in a second. Just killing our velocity here. Oh, I want to go up. There we go. Actually, got to turn on fine controls. Not that it seems to matter all that much. And we're going to go up here. And probably start going towards it now. Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and Towards it and down. I think 0.4 meters per second is perfectly fine. We are aimed pretty much at it. And magnets, do your work. Okay, we are stuck. Let's turn off RCS and turn, I guess, the computer back on. We don't need this maneuver node anymore. No, this is the old get our orbit maneuver node. Okay, well, we have our ship. We are in orbit now. As I found out in one of the previous tries at recording this before the Kraken destroyed my ship, we're basically at a perfect window. Not quite perfect. If we'd launched about a week ago, it would have been a perfect window to get to Duna. So I'm going to just set up the maneuver node that I had before and burn to Duna. And I'll come back when we start the burn, actually, because we've only got like 10 seconds of fuel left in this guy. So we will be back when I am doing that burn. Okay, in spite of the fact that it says that this is a 14-second burn, I have a feeling it's going to be closer to 30 seconds. So I don't know why I waited till it was 30 seconds before the node. Actually, let me turn this on. Turn on SAS. So I'm going to crank it down to about here. I'm going to hit F5 just in case the Kraken kills my ship again. And we are burning. And the Kraken is killing my ship. This is bad news. Okay, because this is the same problem I had before. I'm going to hold down F9, though, to restore from my quick save. Okay, let's see. What can we control from that will work? I don't think we can. We just have to control from here. Let's go ahead and do this burn slowly. Yeah, we can burn at half throttle. I am terrified to try to turn, so I'm not going to bother until we've burned up all this. We're already behind in our time because I spent that time... Okay. Now, goodbye. And now we can control the ship, kind of. And it's a 45 meter per second burn. We're still having major issues controlling this thing. There we go. Now things are looking a little bit better. That was nuts. I'm glad I dropped that quick save. Let's see. Let's go back into map mode here. We're going to want to see our connection to Duna. This is what the maneuver node says is going to happen. I have a feeling we might not be able to get that. We might need to do a mid-course correction. But we should get close. We should be able to get close. 270 days. And I think that did it. Almost. Come on, show me that magic. It's actually getting farther away. So let's actually turn on RCS because we don't really need RCS that much. Let's go ahead and slow ourselves down and see if we can get that closer. 60, 50. There we go. Duna encounter. Now let's go to Duna. And look at our encounter here. Yeah, this is making it much better. 26, 25, 22, 20. Okay. Yeah, we're basically under it now. I'm going to get ourselves right under it, and then we can fix it at our ascending and descending nodes. Okay, and if I remember correctly, we actually also have a moon encounter, which was causing some issues as well with my planning. But nope, we don't have a moon encounter. I think we're going to be close to the moon, but we're not going to hit it. Now I'm getting a little worried that we are going to get a moon encounter, and it's going to screw up everything. But I have a feeling we're going to be here in, what, 2 hours? I don't know. That kind of scares me. But there's only one way to find out what's going to happen, and that is to fast forward and see. So let's see if indeed the moon screws up our trajectory. Looks like we're going to be fine. Yeah. Bye-bye, moon. Boom. Okay, we are in orbit around the sun. And we still have our Duna encounter. Let's go ahead and fix that now out here at our descending node. Let's look at Duna. And now we want to burn north at our descending node. That's normal, positive. Probably not very much. Like about that much. Oh, good, an Ike encounter. That's actually after our Duna encounter, so that's not a big deal. So let's go one more plus. That'll get us right in the plane, basically. And then let's go radial, I guess. Now, prograde's better. Okay, and that'll get us a collision, which is kind of what we want, because we want we're gonna want to. Let's go one more minus. Yeah, we're gonna want to come around this side and then burn through the atmosphere to slow ourselves down, so that we're orbiting in the correct orbit. So that's our maneuver node. Where is it? It's down here on the nav ball. Ship's a lot easier to control when it doesn't have. Oh, I guess I should turn RCS off. Because I don't think I need it anymore, to be honest. I might need it a little bit when I'm docking these guys at the very end, but I've done plenty of dockings without RCS. I'm not that concerned about it. So now we're aimed in the right direction. It's a 3-second burn. It's in a large number of days. Look, there's Kerbin in the background there with Moon. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to that. Close the alarm and unpause. I do not trust that maneuver node at all. Because it's telling me to burn not exactly north. And so I'm not going to follow it. I'm going to hit F5. And I'm going to burn the way I think I'm supposed to, which is mostly north and a little bit radial. Okay, that obviously didn't work, so I'm going to hit F9. And the maneuver node is back to where it should be. This makes it so much easier to figure these things out when the maneuver nodes do what you want. And by what you want, I mean not what you want. Let's focus our view on Duna. Oh, we don't have the encounter anymore is one problem. I think we should burn a little bit prograde. There we go. We've got kind of an encounter now. Let's burn radially outward, I think, is probably warranted. I think that's making it worse. 63, 64, yeah, it is making it worse. Okay, let's burn radially towards it. This is the part of the game that can be frustrating sometimes. You set up a maneuver, it's right. You see that the maneuver node is correct, or that you have an encounter, and then you come back and it's gone. Okay, 67, 66, 65... 61, 60, 59. I'm just burning until this doesn't tell me I'm close anymore. Luckily... Oh, now we're actually getting a Duna encounter. So let's zoom back into Duna here. And it's going away, which doesn't seem reasonable. So let's go back to burning prograde. There we go, that's better. So yeah, prograde and then normal once this gets down there. I could have burned prograde and normal at the same time, and we want to burn north, which is... I really need to add those northeast and southwest things to the nav ball. I chose incorrectly, that's south. Okay, north... I love how the game still doesn't think that we've got an encounter, even though I know for a fact that we're gonna smack into Duna. The game just it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Now it thinks we have an encounter. Let's see, and I definitely want to go Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Let's go ahead and... I'm doing this with RCS because I'm getting sick of waiting. Okay, and then... And that's perfectly fine. Okay, once we get into Duna Sphere of Influence, then we can fix that. So, let's hit F5 now that we have this, because I by no means trust that the game will honor that when the time comes. Now that we're out here, though, Ankro, you get to do everything that doesn't involve landing on the surface of Duna. So get up here. We have atmospheric science, if I remember correctly, that I picked up during my ascent. Take the data. There you go. And then go up here to the tail, the atmospheric tail fin. Yeah, I wanted to put this on the front, but actually I'll show you my ship here. It's actually kind of cool. I call it the Dragonfly because it's got the dual wing thing. One wing wasn't enough to land on Duna because its atmosphere is so light. So I got two, and it ends up looking kind of like a Dragonfly. But I've got the opening closing thing here so that it looks aerodynamic, even though that doesn't matter. So I couldn't put the nose cone on here because it's got to dock onto this guy and then eventually onto this guy. So I put the nose cone on the back, and it seems to work fine. It looks kind of goofy. This is the only RCS in the entire ship, and like I said, we don't really need it anymore. It was just there to get this first docking in. And back on the ship, and we're good. Okay, we have nothing to do until we are low over Duna. Actually, we have nothing to do until we're high over Duna. But I got to look something up. I got to look up where to aerobrake. It's probably somewhere around 13 to 15 kilometers off the surface, but I really don't know. And it's going to be weird aerobraking with a plane attached to your ship. I have no idea how that's going to work. But we'll find out together. How does that sound? I mean, the lift might actually affect the aerobraking. So we'll be back when I am setting up that burn in Duna's sphere of influence. Okay, I had to set up a maneuver node because it wasn't doing the sphere of influence change. It flew me past once, and then the second time I went through the sphere of influence so fast that it raised my periapsis this high. But I'm not worried about it. We've also got some science to do, so let's go ahead and do this. All we've got is a gravity scan in space high over Duna, so we're going to keep that data, 28 science that we didn't have before. Ankro, go ahead and hop out and pick that up. That's your job. Gravity data, take it and get back in your ship. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the calculator. Well, I'm going to go to the calculator. And I'm going to figure out, based on being... actually, I guess we can do everything in this mode. Based on being 43,612 kilometers over the surface, with a periapsis of 588,637, and a required, say, apoapsis of, I don't know what I want, to be honest with you, but say, I don't know, 100, give or take. I'd like a nice healthy margin for error here, so maybe 100 kilometers. I'm going to figure out what periapsis over Duna I need. Okay, it's supposed to be 12,254.47, but the best I could do is 12,937, so I'm probably going to have to break, especially if the wings give some weird lift or whatever. Actually, it's not. I guess it's not weird. But I am going to aim retrograde. Let's see, the sun's over there, so Duna's got to be over there. There's Duna. I'm going to, not use up all my fuel. I'm going to aim myself at my retrograde marker, because we're going to come in, and I think the wings are going to force me to be facing this way. I don't know that as a fact. I'm just making guesses here. So, there we go. We are good to go. Eventually, we are going to get a little beep up here, which is the alert that we are low over Duna. And at that point, I'm going to take one of these, and any other readings it'll give me. And if I have time, I'm going to hop out and grab them. Otherwise, we're just going to go without them. So, let's go ahead and hit F5. Let's go into pretty mode here. And head on in. Here we go. Okay, I am not even guessing. We've got to be. So let's do these really quick here. It's these ones. Observe the materials bay. Observe the mystery goo. Space near Duna. Yeah, keep the data and keep the data. I'm gonna do any experiments I can. That's not gonna work. Barometer's not gonna work. Gravity's gonna work though. Toggle display. Log gravity data. Keep that, and let's take a crew report from, let's say, you. Keep it. Hop out. Hit F5. Hop out. Take the data out of there. I'm only going to take the data out of these guys. Or this guy, I should say. Because we don't need to take the data out of... Whoa. We don't need to take the data out of the experiments because... we're gonna be taking this one before we need to dump them anyway. So now we're perfectly set here. Obviously the science alerter isn't working, so I'm gonna hit F9 again. I'm sorry, I'm gonna hit F5 again. Then I'm gonna restore from this quick save, which should reset the science alerter, and it did. Okay, temperature scan. Are we in Duna's atmosphere? In space near Duna. Okay, go ahead and keep that data. I guess we could get that temperature scan, but we're not going to do it because we are now in the atmosphere, and we're definitely not going to take an EVA report either. Yeah, we're definitely within Duna's atmosphere. Coming in at Mach 1,000,000. Let's observe this materials bay just to see if... Yeah, we're still in space near Duna, even though we're 27 kilometers over the surface. Any second now, we're not going to be in space near Duna anymore. I feel like we should at least be aiming up on the airplane. Observe the materials bay. We're still in space near Duna. Kind of crazy, but what are you going to do? How is drag affecting our orbit? It is slowing us down, giving us a crazy Ike encounter here. Actually, a crazy Ike collision, which I was going to say would be less than ideal. Oh, we've got experiments to do. Oh, no, it's the same ones. Observe the materials day. In space near Duna. Crap, we're gonna lose out on atmospheric analysis in Duna's atmosphere because my assumption that this was low enough. We're only 10 seconds from our frickin' periapsis. I'm about to light the engine because I think we're getting a decent amount of lift here. Yeah. Problem is the airplane is actually lifting us. We never got close to our periapsis, so we're gonna burn down until we're below Ike's atmosphere here, or below Ike's influence on us. Okay, there we go. And yeah, we're gonna sacrifice. We're not gonna take that data, sadly, because we can't land with these on here. If I thought we could, I would try. But this guy is kind of needs to be really balanced. So we're just going to take another materials bay. Space near Duna. I guess we'll just take 2 of them. Keep the data. And a goo container. Space near Duna. We'll just put 1 in each capsule. Go ahead and keep that data. And let's see. We're actually still slowing down a little bit. Let's go ahead and time warp ourselves up until we're out of the atmosphere. Oh, look at the Aurora Borealis there. Happening. Let's see. As soon as our altitude gets above 40, I don't remember what the exact high altitude or the end of the atmosphere over Duna is, but it's somewhere in the 40s. We're looking good though. We've barely used any of our fuel, which is of critical importance. We should have plenty to get home. So, okay, 50, yeah, we're definitely out there. So, okay, HM, hop on out. You're going to take one of these mystery, science bays and mystery goos. Collect that data. And collect that. Oh, come on. No, I don't want to You would think with his head inside... Apparently I got the EVA report. Okay. You would think that with his head inside the material bay, he would be able to see what was in there. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Okay. Can we do it now? Collect the data out of the Science Junior. Yes. Okay. Now get back in your frickin' ship. Okay. Board. Okay. Now, Ankro, try to do better. You are going to collect Science Junior data. Then you are going to collect this mystery goo. Then you're going to get back in your ship. Okay, now we don't need these anymore. And we are on a trajectory that will destroy them eventually. So now is the time to disconnect these guys. And actually we could... Nah, I don't like that because I want to come down. I want the airplane to come down over here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to disconnect from this guy. Then in the airplane, we are going to go down a little. Whoops, not rotate. We're going to go down a little bit. Then undock. Then come back up. Just tossing that thing aside. Okay, let's turn on our thing here. Now we want RCS. We want to go into chase mode. We want to set this as our target. We want to back up a little bit. Okay. Okay, we're basically aimed at him, and I don't really care how we end up looking. Okay. Oops, did I turn on my lights or something? I don't know what button turns on the lights, but it's not that. Okay. Whoops. Okay. There we go. That's what we need to do. Okay. I dock good. What are we doing as far as distance is concerned? Oh, we're basically there. And we're docked again. Okay, so now those things are going to crash into the planet. Meanwhile, out at Apoapsis, I guess. I don't know where the best time to do this would be. We need to rotate our orbit a bit. Because we want to actually come in around here. We want to come in moderately shallow. What if we do it? Let's see here. Yeah, there's no real good way to do this, I don't think. I think what we want to do is burn prograde a little bit. Get us above the atmosphere, and then we'll just circularize. We'll do it that way. So, it's not going to cost that much. I mean, we've got 2.5 kilometers. And these two maneuvers together will cost us, yeah, hundreds. So, yeah, well, let's do this. Let's do it the right way. Get everything done. Okay, so, got 56 minutes before this, so let's go ahead and wait for it. And by wait for it, I mean time accelerate, so we don't have to wait for it. It's a minor little 2-second burn that we could probably do at any time. So let's go ahead and do it now. Get our periapsis down to, what did I say, 60-ish? So where's our periapsis? There it is. Or up to 60-ish, I should say. Yeah, 60 sounds good to me. Okay, 60. Boom. Don't need this maneuver node anymore. Goodbye. Okay, this guy now, we're going to actually stack him to our periapsis. So it's perfect. And let's see, that's a 200 meter per second burn in the same direction, which is convenient.